Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. And it's so great to see you, or you get to see me and see who I am. And I'm so excited to just tell you that I am a official half marathon runner. Oh my gosh, I'm still getting used to those words since this Sunday was my race, and I'm so excited. And I want to share with you what I've learned on mile 9 and how things could have went wrong or upside down, or I could have quit. So, and I want to share how that relates to weight loss. Okay, so let me just tell you my story. So as I said, I'm an official half marathon runner, yay. And my race was 3 hours, 32 minutes, and 59 seconds. That is amazing. Every second counted. So let me tell you a story. So I've been training since November of last year. Actually, on my birthday when I turned November 11th. And I have been training to make sure I was on pace, on time, the usual stuff, to endure this 13.1 miles and everything. And I was excited. I had all the tools, everything, the right shoes, the outfit, you name it, all the stuff I needed to do that. About a month and a half ago, I injured my ankle. I aggravated it, and so I had to stay off of it for about a week. And I did, and I was kind of, like, oh, great. But I was fine, got back on the horse and started running again. So I taped up my ankle just to make sure everything is gonna be okay. So the first 9 miles actually, I was running great, I was on time. I was like, yeah, this is it, I'm doing it, I'm pacing and everything. Until mile 9 when I was coming back, and I noticed that the road was slanted. I'm like, oh no, this is where it's gonna really count. So I started running up that hill with the slanted road, and there it was. My ankle got aggravated and I couldn't run. It was just every time I landed my foot on it, it was just like, oh, pain. So I'm like, oh shoot, I had to stop. And I started walking. I'm like, I gotta figure this out and everything. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm just gonna see how far I can run. So I start running, and then my right foot, I had a blister. It popped. Won't go into gory details. So I said, all right, this is it. I said, Lisa, what do I do? I said, I had 2 options. I had option 1, give up, call it a day, say, I tried, I'll try again next year. Or stick it out and go with plan B. Plan B for me was to run and walk. And that's what I did. There was a pacer that I noticed, and I said, my goal is to follow her and keep up with her pace. And so I would run, and then I would walk, and then when I start seeing that she was getting too further away from me, I start running. So I did that. And it was hot, and I was stressed because I felt like, wait, everything was ruined. All that I practiced and I trained just went out the window. But I knew that I couldn't think that way. I had to keep it consistent. I had to say, look, I'm still here. My legs are still moving. I still got a chance. I'm going to do this. So through those miles, I reminded myself that I stay the course, stay the pace, keep focused. And, yes, I am in pain and everything, and my blister is bothering me, but I still did it. So how does this parallel to you and to your weight loss? So when you go on a diet, and look, we all go on diets. I'm on a diet. Whenever we start changing our eating habits, we come up with a plan, right? We're like, okay, these are the amount of calories I'm going to eat per day. So that means I got to get my foods. I got to make sure I track my foods, log it and everything. I got to make sure I exercise to make sure I burn more calories. So you have a plan. You got it all set up and everything. And you're excited and you do it, and off the gate, you do it. Just like me, I ran and I was like, things were moving, you were going well, you were eating your foods, you're hitting your targets, and then your mile 9 comes into it. It throws you off track. Whatever it is, life just interrupts you and just says, hey, sorry, you can't follow that plan. And so you have a choice. Either give up, call it a day and say, oh, well, I tried. I guess I'll try again Monday, or see, this is why it never works for me, because I'm always falling off the wagon. Or you go to plan B, which is you get back on there and you stay consistent, you stay on that course, you stay your pace, and everything, even though it's tough. It's not your original plan, but it is your plan. So that's what I want to teach you and inform you that what mile 9 had taught me was that, yeah, it wasn't the race that I imagined, but it was still a real race, just like yours. It wasn't the weight loss, diet that you wanted to, but you're still on a diet. You still can do it. And so remember that life gets stuff busy and everything. We all have to make our adjustments. Now, you have a plan B, and we may have to even go to plan C or plan D, but that's okay. Part of it is just making those pivots and just following through and not listening to that voice that's giving you give up, because it's easy, trust me. And that mile 9, 10, 11, 12, and even 13, I just wanted to give up. But don't, because when you pass that line where you reach your goal weight and you're like, oh my gosh, I did it. Then you realize it was all worth it. So I just wanted to share that with you because I know that in you got what it takes. It may not feel like it on those days when you're hitting your mile 9, when you want to give up, but remember that you have what it takes. So have a happy Wednesday. And I will see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.